Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the 2013 Payback review. This is a very interesting Payback review because you're not hyped for this pay-per-view. There isn't a very big hyping, and you're hoping, at least for me, that they give us something interesting. To be honest, I didn't really get a very big interest. Some things were done here, but I didn't have no interest. So I'm going to put the pre-show out first. I didn't expect anything different to happen. I didn't expect Damien to win. Damien Sandow has not been packaged very well going up against Sheamus at all. Sheamus has been up on him every single time, and he only got over on him once. At the end, you know what? I'm not even going to worry about what happened to SmackDown. I did manage to see SmackDown, so I did understand what happened. And the SmackDown before that, I got bits of it. But honestly, there's nothing there. I saw nothing interesting. So when the pre-show came out, or the kickoff, seeing Sheamus win, I was bored. Bored. And I liked Sheamus. Now, I'm bored with him. Damien, I feel bad for because he could have been packaged better, and this could have been a good feud, and it ain't. So the next things I'm going to talk about before I start the matches is the teasing of the Wyatts, Rob Van Dam, and Mark Henry. I'm getting this done now. For the Wyatts, Brad Wyatt and his family are going to be very interesting. They are pushing him and that group. So it's going to be interesting how they're going to package them and how far they're going to go. I think they may go far. But it's going to depend on, are they going to eventually go up against the Shield? Because I think that's eventually going to happen. Of course, they're going to keep them completely separate for now, but eventually it may happen. And we're going to see what the real extent of this group is going to be compared to the Shield. Now, when it comes to Mark Henry, I don't know what they're going to do with the man. I have no idea how they're going to repackage this man. Bringing him back as a monster heel after being destroyed by Sheamus. They demolished him with Sheamus. Unless they're going to turn him face, if he's like his old self, I'm not going to be interested very much. Because they're going to throw up against maybe a Sheamus again, and they throw up against any other face. Maybe The Miz, or someone that he is going to have to job to. I'm not going to feel like he's a credible threat. He's already jobbed to Sheamus numerous times, either figuratively or physically. So I don't know what they're going to do with the man. Now, the last person I'm going to talk about is Rob Van Dam. He's not going to TNA. He's not going to WWE. The question right now is, what are they going to do with him? Maybe they're switching Kofi out for Rob Van Dam because Kofi wants some time off. That would be something wise to do because Rob Van Dam can work in the mid-card. I don't know how far they're going to push him, but I believe he'll probably stay in Kofi's position while he's gone. So the first match of the night, IC Championship, Miz, Wade Barrett, and Curtis Axel. To me, the most important thing was Curtis Axel winning. The match, no matter if it was good or bad, didn't matter. Curtis Axel did win, and the match was pretty good. Miz did the majority of the work, and I'm satisfied seeing Curtis Axel win. I am satisfied. If you're going to push this man and use Curt Hennig as the catalyst for this, you need to use everything at your disposal to get this man over, including saying Father's Day is here. He's doing this for his dad, which was a good thing. In the back, you see... Ooh, sorry, that was one of my cats. In the back, you see a Vincent Kennedy McMahon with a Triple H. Basically, Vince trying to put over Curtis and Triple H as well. I'm not going to get into their problems yet. That's coming this Raw. I'm sure they're going to continue it, so I'm going to leave it at that. The next one was Caitlyn and AJ. Now, I've had almost no interest in the Caitlyn character. Not at all. She's a good-looking woman, but she has not been presented. If she's been presented on Superstars, on NXT, on Saturday Morning Slam, and on Wednesday Night Main Event, that's nothing. It means nothing. As much as I've been hearing NXT is pretty good, and I think I might start looking at it and see if I'm interested in doing reviews on it, it's not the B show and the A show. We've seen Caitlyn on the B show most of the time, very little on the A show. AJ is the one we've seen the most, so I expected the AJ to go over here, and she did. The crowd was really into AJ. Not because they liked her as a heel, it's just that they just wanted to see a win. Seeing Caitlyn get booed and you tapped out was a surprise. I didn't expect them to go that far. And afterwards, seeing Caitlyn trying to get consoled by Natalya, Layla, and Alicia Fox, who didn't even talk. Alicia didn't say anything. She just stroked her face, where I would love to see Alicia stroke my face. But you could see they're trying to go with an angle with Caitlyn. I don't know if she's going to do a flip between a heel to the face. You know what I mean, going from face to heel. I don't know. So this will be interesting to see. Seeing Dolph's match against ADR is pretty much the same as what I just got confused about when it came to Caitlyn becoming heel to face. Dolph looked like a face. ADR looked like a heel. The entire match was actually quite good. I think it was the match of the night. Honestly, my humble opinion, that was the match of the night. It would have been better to see Dolph win clean, but if this is to tease him as a face, it did what it needed to do. Switching ADR, who is much better as a heel than a face, is much better to do. So here's the question. If they are teasing Dolph as a face now and ADR as a heel, they need to do something very dramatic this Raw. If they don't put Dolph over properly this Raw as a face, then it's going to collapse. ADR as a heel, there's no problem. He can do a good heel and he can do a decent face. It doesn't matter about ADR. If he has to go up against Dolph again as a heel, there won't be a problem. But if Dolph is not presented as a face properly, there is no point in this. None. And I have to say, he got some very loud pops. Really loud pops. I do not believe that AJ is going to turn face. But the way she was acting is a question mark right now. Now, the Kane and Dean Ambrose match really was kind of flat. It did what it needed to do. Dean wins. But I really didn't feel much from that match. It wasn't a bad match, but it was just flat. I think maybe the crowd was tired. That's a possibility. And I just didn't have an interest in it. Now, when it came to Daniel Bryan, well, actually, RK No versus The Shield, it was a very good match. The Shield defended their belts, and they won them. They kept their belts. And this still goes with the Three Stooges types of thing, for me personally. I believe Curly is going to be Daniel Bryan. Mo is Kane, and Larry, no, wait a minute. Curly Joe is Daniel Bryan. Larry is, I can't remember Mo, Larry, and yeah, Larry is going to be Randy Orton. He didn't get slapped around a lot, but he did what he had to do. I know this makes no sense to some people. They've never seen the Three Stooges, but I'm saying this right now. You got three guys who have been stuck together who pretty much don't get anywhere. They don't, because you see this match. They may have won to the Shield on SmackDown, but they did not win their matches. So what happens now? Do they finally split them all off, or they keep them together to do something together? I believe they're going to keep them together because they have nothing for any one of these guys to do. This is where the Three Stooges, this disjointed and discombobulated relationship comes in. This is how it's going to go. I'm hoping for something different. I don't want to keep them as the Mo, Larry, and Curly type of characters, but this is what I'm getting. So I'm going to move on to Punk and Jericho. I wasn't sure how to feel about this match. I wasn't interested in seeing Punk and Jericho at all. I wasn't. The only thing that made the most sense here is that since Punk lost so many times, if he's going to turn face and do a road to redemption similar to a Cena, he need to lose here. The match was very good. And seeing CM Punk act very rusty was very good. But he didn't lose the match. He won. What does that mean? Does that mean he's going to be turning face? No. He really needed to lose this match. And Jericho needed to win this match. Jericho has not been packaged right at all for months. He needed a win here. CM Punk had been packaged pretty good, but he's reached the limit of how far he can go as a heel. He needs to turn face. And he needed to lose this, and neither one of them got what they needed. So I don't see anything good for either one of these guys. Yes, the match was good. It wasn't great like Dolph and ADR. It was good, but it did not help neither one of these guys. It didn't. I didn't see anything good for this match for both of these guys. I didn't. So, the final match will be the 3 Stages of Hell match. Now, I really wasn't interested in this. I did not feel that. Look, so many times, so many people talked about Ryback being badly packaged, turning heel. Like I always say, you got shit, you turn it into lemonade. And they have not turned shit into lemonade in WWE. They made Ryback shit, and he kept being shit. I didn't believe not 1 second that he would win this match. These 3 Stages of Hell match. I did not believe 1 second. I have to say, in the Lumberjack match, seeing Cena jump off that top rope was interesting. Because he doesn't usually do it. He doesn't. But it wasn't enough. I didn't believe he was going to lose this. Cena wins, that Cena wins. He won the same way he did against Batista. Throwing someone through something that goes through the floor, and he wins. What does this mean? Nothing. I've said this before and I'll say it again. Ryback, right now, he may last maybe about 4 or 5 more months, but there's a good possibility he's about to get buried. There's a good chance he's going to disappear. If he doesn't disappear, he needs to disappear because we have nothing good for Ryback. It is 0. Interest in Ryback is low because you went from Feed Me More to Ryback Rules and you confused the shit out of people. Then you went from a character who would destroy people, who would go right through them without being afraid and not having to go to heel tactics of hitting people with stuff. He would just attack them. But still, in the end, he's become exactly what he didn't need to be. I don't see anything good for Ryback. And Cena winning the championship, what did it mean? I mean, keeping the championship. What does this mean for him? Nothing. If you saw the Off the Rope Show Central where they discussed about what's going to happen between Cena and Ryback, and they have no long-term goals for Cena, I see that this is just more of a deeper slide for Cena. The crowd in Chicago was hot, but if it was anywhere else, I really believe the crowd would be totally bored with this entire show. There would be good things that have been done. Curtis Axel needed to win. AJ needed to win, even if you don't like the character. Dolph, being like this, really did deserve to win. But if they're turning him heel by this tease, then it was worth what he just went through. The crowd was so hot for him. That could translate into what happens to Raw tomorrow. Well, actually today. This is being done on Raw. The day of Raw is going to be coming out. So, how do I put this? Oh, one last thing. The Payback panel with Big Show, R-Truth, and Cody. I like Cody, and R-Truth weren't bad. I think that Big Show sounded very choppy. He did. But he still did a decent job. But I like Cody's commentary way better than any one of the others. He sounded more professional. He looked more professional. He had a more professional feel. So I'll give this like a B minus. I would give it a C plus. But because Curtis Axel did win, which he deserved to win, that's the reason why I'm giving him a B minus. It's just above average. I'm also giving the points for AJ. I'm not an AJ fan. I am tired of AJ. But it was necessary for her to win, particularly that Dolph lost. And if Dolph is being teased and has now converted over to a face, it is worth letting them have a B minus. I am not giving it a B because I was not interested in Cena. I wasn't totally interested in Punk. Punk should have lost there. And I'm going to leave it at that. And I hope you enjoyed this Zane's View. Subscribe and comment to my channel, ladies and gentlemen. And I hope you enjoyed this Raw. I will be getting my Raw review out as soon as possible. And you guys have a good day.